From mind-blowing wild animal encounters to some creepy, stalking, unknown creature sightings, and even some fascinating clips of the legendary Bigfoot sighting. If you're intrigued by the world of the unexplained, you're in for an extraordinary adventure as we delve into each mysterious capture. This video comes from Reddit and was recorded by a family visiting their grandma's old abandoned home, where they found something really disturbing and unsettling. In the video, the husband, who is the camera person, is exploring the attic. While exploring, he hears a loud noise coming from the nearby boxes, which startles him. His wife calls him to come down quickly, as she is also getting scared. The man rushes down the attic ladder and hands the camera to his wife. However, as he descends the ladder, the camera captures a terrifying figure peeking its head from the attic entrance. This figure looks like a hairless, naked humanoid person. They quickly close the attic door, and the video ends. It's a really scary scene, and my advice to this couple is to sell the grandma's home at a discounted rate, because it's not worth living with that humanoid thing there. Imagine being stalked by something that you don't even know what it is. This unfortunate homeowner experienced exactly the same scenario. In this video, we see the homeowner recording his backyard through the window, while talking to someone named Mike on the phone.
We're back in weeds?
Yeah, like it knows something's going on. I got it now. I got on tape.
He is telling Mike that there is some figure in his backyard, and it's stalking him. Suddenly, the figure comes close, and we can see its eerie appearance. Its body is fully white, and its hands move in a strange way. Seeing this stalker, the homeowner becomes more fearful and talks to Mike in a really scared tone.
Oh my God, there it is, Mike. It came back. Oh my gosh. This thing is looking weird. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Watching this video, I know you have a question in your mind. Why didn't the homeowner call the police? He did call the police multiple times and filed multiple police reports, but nothing happened as the police thought he was crazy. To me, this video looks real, as we can clearly hear the fear in the homeowner's voice when he sees this creepy stalker. Ever seen a real-life Tarzan commanding animals? This video is from Alan McSmith's YouTube channel, and in it, we see Alan standing in front of a giant elephant. It seems like Alan is having a stare-off with this elephant. However, the stare-off ends when the elephant charges towards Alan. Alan remains calm, and the elephant halts its charge. They both then stare at each other for a while. The elephant seems to be thinking of something. After pondering for a while, the elephant decides to charge at Alan again. But Alan, with his bravery, stands his ground, and the elephant again halts its charge. Knowing that Alan is stubborn and will not leave, the elephant eventually leaves, and the video ends. Props to Alan for being that calm, because if I were in his place, I probably would have run off screaming. This video is from India, where some bikers recorded an unknown creature walking down an empty road in the middle of the night. This creature looks humanoid, both in its posture and walk, but the weird thing about this creature is that its skin is pale white. Also, there's something about its head and facial features that makes it super unsettling to me. The bikers are also a bit hesitant and scared to cross because of this creature ahead. There can be a logical explanation for this video. It could be fake, and the unknown creature is a human wearing a mask. But again, why would they walk on an empty road in the middle of the night to scare off bikers? Why wouldn't they try it in the city or a nearby village? What do you think about this encounter? This video is from Russia and captures the sighting of a creature that resembles the appearance of a Bigfoot. In the video, we see a view of tall woods. However, when the camera pans towards an uphill area, we see a creature hiding instantly seeing the camera. On reviewing and slowing down the video, we can see that this creature has a massive body frame, and its body looks like it is covered in thick fur. Also, this creature's head shape and body structure look too humanoid, resembling those of the legendary Bigfoot. What really creeps me out is that the Bigfoot seems to be stalking the cameraman, and as soon as the camera pans towards it, it tries to hide. I don't know what this Bigfoot's motives were, but I'm sure they weren't pleasant. Imagine being in the sky one minute, and then you find yourself inside a big mouth. That's exactly what happened to this camera. In this video, a man was recording views from the plane, and then his camera suddenly slipped from his hand, free falling towards the ground. The camera spun and rotated in the air, providing a dizzying view of the surroundings. Suddenly, the camera landed in a pig pen. As soon as it landed, a big pig came over and tried to eat it, giving us a view of the inside of the pig's mouth. It was truly fascinating to see a camera survive such a fall from that height. This video was recorded by a hiker in the boreal forest region of Canada, and during his hike, he felt an unsettling sensation of being watched. The hiker then pans his camera around to capture the surroundings, but he notices something in the distance. Zooming in on the mysterious figure, he realizes it's looking directly back at him. At first, the figure appears to be covered in black fur and resembles a bear. However, upon closer inspection, the creature has a humanoid head, akin to an ape or a gorilla. Given that there are no apes or gorillas in Canada, the identity of this creature remains a mystery. I believe it could be a young Bigfoot, judging by its height compared to the surrounding trees. Regardless of its age, the hiker might have been in a precarious situation at that moment. Venturing into the woods for a cozy and refreshing forest adventure, most hikers expect to encounter deer and other typical wildlife. However, there's always the chance of stumbling upon something like this. In this video recorded in the woods of Tennessee, we see a scene of dense trees with fencing in the foreground. Amidst the trees, a dark and eerie figure is standing. The entire 1 minute and 27-second clip captures this creature just staring at the camera without any movement. The creature's motionless demeanor led me to speculate that it could be the remains of a burned tree, taking on this peculiar humanoid shape. What are your thoughts on this? We all know that the cheetah is the fastest land animal in the world, but did you know they are also super fast at climbing? This video comes from a forest safari adventure, and in it we see a cheetah being chased by a lion. The lion pursues the cheetah, but as soon as a tree appears, the cheetah, with its super fast reflexes, climbs up the tree in a blink, reaching the top effortlessly.
Oh my god. Whoa!
Onlookers, including tourists, are amazed and in awe of the cheetah's incredible running and tree climbing abilities, while the lions are left in disbelief about what just happened. Due to their low body weight, cheetahs can gain a lot of momentum while running, allowing them to execute such impressive climbs. However, they can't sustain running for long distances and need rest between their speedy sprints. This video was uploaded on Facebook by a user claiming to have captured the sighting of a real Bigfoot during their hiking adventure. In the video, we see a view of a forest, and we can also hear the uploader behind the camera. In the distance, there is something moving.
I'm positive it's a Bigfoot, I think.
The cameraman is convinced that it's the legendary Bigfoot because of its appearance, fitting the description of a Bigfoot. The Bigfoot is casually strolling through the woods without any worries. Appearance-wise, this creature has a massive body frame with really big legs, and its walking posture is humanoid, although a bit too much. To me, this video looks kind of fake, because after a few seconds, the Bigfoot starts walking strangely. And I think it was a person in a Bigfoot costume doing a skit, and the camera person was in on it. A group of tourists were stunned when they saw a crocodile that they had never seen before. This crocodile looked normal at first, but when it came close to the camera, we could see that it was missing its right front leg. Despite not having a leg, this crocodile was really fast and instantly dove into the mud, swimming with ease. There was nothing unusual or mysterious about this crocodile, but it was really fascinating to see the crocodile functioning normally even with a missing leg. It sprinted like a normal crocodile would, maintaining the same speed and technique. However, what bothers me here is how this ferocious creature lost its leg. Was it another crocodile, or was it something else far worse and scary in the water that did it? This video comes from Bandhavgarh National Park, and in it we can see a really intense encounter between an elephant rider and a tiger. In the video, we see that the elephant rider is controlling the elephant, and suddenly a tiger sprints towards the elephant to attack it. The elephant gets into a defensive stance, and seeing this, the tiger backs off for a bit. The tiger then decides to attack again. But once more, the elephant is ready to defend itself. Seeing that the elephant is not an easy target, the tiger gives up, and the video ends. It was a really fascinating sight, but I noticed something. When the tiger was attacking, its eyes were focused on the rider and not the elephant, which means the tiger wanted the elephant rider. However, props to the elephant for defending its master and itself from a predator like a tiger. If you're a solo hiker, always carry a blank firearm, or at least a pepper spray with you, because you never know when you might encounter something like this. This video comes from a solo hiker who was venturing in the Canadian forest. As he was enjoying his hiking trip, he encounters a mountain lion ahead of him. The mountain lion was trying to sneak up on the hiker, possibly wanting to attack him. However, the hiker kept his eyes on the mountain lion to let it know that he is attentive, making the mountain lion hesitant to attack. Seeing that the hiker is now alert and there is no way it can sneak up on him, the mountain lion retreats. This video gives us a really valuable lesson. When you face situations like this, make sure not to turn your back on these creatures. I have a hard time handling my bulldog. I can't imagine what hardships lion owners will have to face. And yes, you heard it right. People keep them as pets, just like this family. In this video, we see a mother and her son with their lion pet, and it seems like they are playing. However, they aren't playing. The lion is a bit frustrated and is trying to grab onto the boy, and his mother tries to defend him. The boy is struggling to get away. The husband, seeing the situation escalating, also enters the scene and tries to free the son. After struggling for a while, they get a hold on the lion. This was a really scary encounter for the poor boy, as he was in the grip of the world's most ferocious predator for a few seconds. However, I don't think the lion was planning to harm the kid. They only do that when they feel hungry. This lion was just frustrated a bit and, I think, playing with the boy, but in a slightly aggressive manner. This video comes from a YouTube channel dedicated to hunting videos, but in this particular video, it shows a really close encounter of a bear with a hunter. The hunter was sitting on his 13 feet high tree stand, and from below, a massive black bear was trying to climb the tree. the bear was effortlessly climbing, and another bear also arrives and tries to climb. The first bear reaches the hunter and sniffs around a bit. The hunter remains calm and steady, not making any sudden movements so that the bear doesn't see him as a threat. The bear then plays around with the hunter's bag, and after sniffing around for a while, it ventures down the tree. Before this video, I didn't know that black bears could climb that high, and I can't imagine how the hunter felt when the bear was sniffing around this close to him. We all know that dogs are great protectors and loyal, but have you ever seen a protective kitty? This video comes from a father who recorded his toddler on the balcony. The toddler is holding onto the balcony fence, and there is a cat watching over the toddler. The toddler then tries to climb the fence, and this intelligent cat tries to stop him from grabbing it. The toddler goes to the side, and the cat follows him, again preventing him from grabbing the fence. This cat is really protective, and I think it learned this from the parents and knows that the toddler grabbing onto the fence is a bad thing, which is why the cat is trying to stop him. I was already a feline fan, and after watching this video, I love them even more. If you are surfing, please keep an eye on your surroundings and the water below you because something like this can happen. This video is from 2011, and in it, we see a beautiful view of the ocean with birds flying around. We also see a surfer lying on their surfboard and enjoying the causal flow. However, as the surfer goes to talk to other people, there's a huge whale that leaps out of the water to prey on fishes and then goes back into the water. This whale was really close to the surfer, just a few feet away. It was so close that the waves of its splash hit the surfer's surfboard. Seeing this sight, the surfer, as well as everyone else, was stunned. However, I think the surfer will have a really interesting story to tell at campfires after this encounter. If you have a phobia of insects, please skip this clip. This video comes from Africa, and in it we see a man in his kayak going towards a tree. He then does a stupid thing and hits his paddle on the tree branch, and from that branch, tons of bugs start flying around. These bugs and insects surround the man, and he starts paddling back in his kayak immediately. This man did this on purpose, but he didn't know that there were this many insects on that branch. Also, I don't know what these insects are. They can be mosquitoes or something like that. But whatever they were indeed creepy and scary. I don't have a phobia of insects, but after watching this video, I think I will consider myself as someone with entomophobia. This video comes from a house nanny cam, and in it we see a girl sitting on the couch using her mobile phone. She is busy with her mobile phone, and suddenly we see the plant leaves on the table in front of her move. After that, the object on the table falls off on its own, and the girl notices it. She thinks it's nothing, and picks the thing up from the ground and puts it back on the table. But as soon as she puts it back, the door of the cabinet beside her opens on its own. The door opens and closes on its own. And seeing that, the girl knows that now it's not normal. She straddles and yells for her mom, and then runs off from there. I think this video is really interesting and real, considering the natural reaction of the girl to these encounters. Also, the plant leaf movement left unknown by the girl also shows that there was some spirit present there, doing all this haunting. This man heard something was on his roof, making noises and moving around. Although he was a bit scared, He went outside trying to get rid of it, thinking it must be a large bird or a lost cat. But he was not prepared for what he is about to see.
Okay. Get the other side. Oh, damn!
Once he looks on top of his house, he can see a pair of glowing eyes staring at him, while also hiding behind the roof.
Holy shit, alright. Son of a bitch is one on the other side of the house.
But once he gets to the other side of the house to see the creature better, he sees only a terrifying sight.
What the hell? Where'd it go? What is that?
What exactly did this man catch on camera on top of his house? Was it perhaps an owl that seems creepier than usual? Or was it some kind of cryptid? Considering the carcass it left behind, it seems really terrifying and likely that it was something out of the ordinary. These videos that I am about to show you come from Scott Carpenter, and he is certain that in the area where he lives, there lives at least one Bigfoot, but he is stranger than any one Bigfoot you've seen. He claims that this Bigfoot is a completely white one, and he has some evidence to show for that claim. He traversed the forests and took recordings of every journey, and with more long hours of going through every footage and enhancing it, he has found some strange sightings of something that's been stalking him all throughout his journey. He has spotted many times a white figure trying to hide near bushes or trees, while keeping a close eye on his movements. Scott's cameras managed to pick up multiple occurrences of this, but one of the best sights he caught was the creature's face. We can see the special color of the creature, which I am guessing isn't helping it hide at all in a green forest. But the creature also seems strangely creepy and cautious at the same time, as if he is fearing Scott. Could this be a mutation of the known Bigfoot creature? A mutation that made it completely white? This security footage was taken by someone who set up these cameras because they believe the house is haunted and wanted proof of that. And as you are about to see in this clip, the house certainly is haunted. We can see the woman sleeping in her room, everything starting out normal. But just a bit past 8 p.m., we can see the door of a small cabinet opening on its own. Soon after, the light inside it starts going on and off. But creepier, the stand near her bed seems to move slowly, to a point where it hits the bed, as if to wake her up. Once she wakes up thinking she heard something, she calls after someone in the house, who immediately comes to comfort her.
Honey?
They go back into the room to check again, knowing something is not right, but decide they do not want to stay in that room any longer. But just a few seconds after they leave, this happens. The footage ends there, but we can all say with certainty, something is wrong in that house. Could it be a poltergeist playing with them? This security footage caught a creepy sight. It seems to be placed in a house under construction, perhaps to see if anyone comes to steal any of the building materials. But as soon as this clip starts, we can see something coming out of the next room. it looks like the shadow of a man that is walking slowly, heading towards the next room. I am not sure whether it is the way the camera is set up, but the figure seems incredibly large, almost reaching the height of that tall door. It is truly a creepy sight. What exactly could it be? Is this some kind of a shadow ghost? Or is it just some flickering of the camera that created a creepy glitch on the screen? This hiker started recording with his phone while in the forest because he realized something might be stalking him. Although he shakes the camera a lot, perhaps due to being anxious, we can easily spot something in the distance, looking directly at him. The figure appears humanoid, but fully dressed in black, or perhaps black hair. Although the hiker managed to get out of the forest safely, he claims to have been shaken by what he saw that day and is unsure himself of what he's seen, not knowing if it was a weird person following him around or something more creepy. Many claimed that is a Sasquatch, who got a bit too interested in this particular case and decided to follow him around. But given the bad quality of the video, I'm not so sure that is the case, when it can also be all a setup. What do you think? This elementary school principal from Nicholas County, West Virginia, had a terrifying jump scare. We can see him near a dumpster, trying to unlock it, but little does he know of what he is about to encounter inside it. As he removes the metal bar, keeping it closed, we quickly see it open. In that moment, a big, furry head pops out of the dumpster and greets the principal, who immediately gets scared and starts running for his life. The black bear climbs out of the dumpster and proceeds to also run in the other direction. We also have the footage of how the bear got inside it. A trail camera conveniently set up directly near the dumpster spots the bear as he just flips the metal lock bar, bends it upwards, and proceeds to squirm inside it. Apparently, the bear was not locked inside it, as it seems he can easily open and get out of the dumpster. So perhaps the principal just disturbed his post-meal nap. This camera caught the sight of a cub looking overly interested in something under the tree.
Oh, there's a baby elk up there.
We quickly realize the bear is actually attacking a scared animal who calls out for help. Having heard the pleas for aid, a fully matured deer quickly arrives at the scene and proceeds to gallop towards the bear. We can imagine beneath the fallen tree there is a baby deer who is making the calls for help. And he continues doing that because the bear does not seem that scared of the parent. Just as the parent is turning its back from the situation for some reason, the bear goes in for a quick bite on the baby deer. Thankfully, all parties got out alive from this situation, perhaps the bear disappointed of the missed meal, as we can see him continuing to chase after the two deer. This trail camera caught a terrifying and unexpected situation, an encounter of raw strength between two bears. We can see the sheer strength of their hits and bites, each of them fighting with all they have in what both parties expected to be a fight to the death. Both bears, realizing they might not want to risk it all, position themselves so that a tree is standing between them, which seems to defuse the situation a bit, as both parties seem to calm down. I remember the saying that if you ever get caught by a bear in a forest, use a tree between yourself and bear until it loses interest. It does seem to work in this clip, but I am not sure it would work as smoothly for a human against a bear. This trail camera caught an adorable sight. 3 cubs playing around in the cornfield. The raw strength we've seen in our previous video seems to have instantly vanished when looking at the younglings. We can see that they are standing near a house and a large fence surrounding the area, so they might in fact be in a natural reservation, and I am somewhat pleased by that, because it increases their survival. As we all know, a mother bear usually loses between 25 to 50% of all cubs until they are 1 year old. So these 3 little guys have a lot more chances. These remarkable images, captured at Big Creek Lake in Wilmer, Alabama, have ignited a wave of speculation and wonder. From the very first glance, it becomes apparent that we may be in the presence of the legendary and elusive creature known as the Bigfoot. The creature in display possesses a thick coat of fur enveloping its entire body. However, as we dare to examine the images more closely, its towering stature more closely resembles that of an ape, more of a gorilla. Notably, unlike most purported Bigfoot sightings caught on camera, this particular specimen appears comparatively smaller in size. One can't help but wonder, could this be an elaborate disguise? A man in a costume aimed at playing an unsettling prank on unsuspecting observers? Deep in the woods in Oklahoma, a hunter captures a chilling encounter running across a trail camera and is convinced he's captured the famous Bigfoot. We had to zoom in quite a bit to scrutinize the explicit humanoid blur. Notice how the bipedal subject was moving so fast that the camera was not able to take a clear picture. Is it because the subject was really fast? Or is it done intentionally so that we cannot tell it is fake? Its ghastly pale form takes on a somewhat otherworldly appearance, eerily similar to a cryptid entity. The overall structure seems really sturdy, a human-like form, but a bit different. Could this be the dreaded Sasquatch moving at an incredible speed? Or is just a normal human who was caught in a weird way by the camera? This security camera caught some bizarre footage under the cover of darkness. Amidst a tranquil garden, a chilling sight unfolds. The video captures a mysterious figure lurking in the shadows. Suddenly, the camera glitches as if someone was tampering with it. What sends chills behind our backs is when the figure suddenly starts being enveloped in an incredibly bright light, as if it points a flashlight directly at the security camera. This prompts the homeowner to go to investigate what was lurking in the darkness. Upon arriving outside, she doesn't find anything, but she explains where the figure was standing.
Here's the area, the camera points to. Who would it be out here in the pitch black? Did you hear that?
Her voice is filled with awe and confusion, as she doesn't comprehend what could be terrorizing them. Could it be a prank play or something more sinister that would pay them another visit in the future? This was captured on a security camera in a remote location where, at a time, the owner explained, no one was out due to rain and cold. This woman was seen wandering around that area, pacing back and forth for 20 minutes. No one knows why. It seems as if she's lost. A second security camera in another vantage position captures her going in the back of a certain house. Moments later, she is seen withdrawing back to the woods. From her body language, she seems lost and doesn't know where she is. We can also see her as she staggers in her walking. Could she be under the influence of some drugs? What could she be doing in the middle of the night, outside by herself? Could she be intoxicated or a victim of abduction, searching for help or a path to assistance? If that is the case, why did she not knock the door of one of the nearby houses? The owner of this footage has no answers, as they could not find the mysterious woman in the morning. In a more sinister case, this clip captures an unnerving event of what looks like an old woman approaching the front door of a certain house. Her looks towards the house door at such a late hour seem disturbing enough. But what is more terrifying is that she seems to be holding something in her hand. By the looks of it, this creepy lady is standing in front of this house with a knife, perhaps waiting for someone. Nervously, she gazes upon the blade with an eerie fixation. Is she trying to muster the courage to do whatever she had in mind to begin with? What malevolence could she be planning? Imagine if someone came out from the house and finds this creepy lady? To be honest, I think she might be suffering from some type of mental illness, as she does not seem to be in her right mind. But it is scary to think what could have happened if someone opened the door. In this household, the owner installed a motion tracking camera because strange things kept happening in the house. She is familiar with the events and complains that this is not the first time strange things happened. Before the video begins, something must have happened, as she seems concerned about the cat, calling it to come to her. But we soon see that the door starts moving, as if someone is meddling with it. When she approaches the door, it is clear that no one is there. Could it be a ghostly apparition? Her cat also is aware of the uncanny presence of the unknown, and seems to be spooked. She even goes to the back of the door and talks to the ghost, as if this is all too familiar to her. She curses to whatever that's behind the door and tells it to leave the door alone. But once the woman begins petting and trying to calm down the cat, something creepier happens. The lady seems overwhelmed by these ghostly activities, as if she's experienced this over and over again. This unsettling video comes to a conclusion, but one question lingers in the minds of those who have witnessed it. What insidious forces inhabit this house? Is it a poltergeist, trying to make its presence known? One night, the mother of a daughter was notified by her camera application that motion was detected in the room. The mother, not knowing what is going on in the middle of the night, checks the monitor, only to see a scary sight. We can clearly see something running across the screen next to the kid's bed. Even the motion camera moves a bit, following the figure's movement. Soon after, the mother comes to the room and asks her child if she has a cat in her room. It becomes more peculiar when the child responds that there was no cat in the room.
Is there a cat in here? Is there a cat in here? No.
It becomes clear that surely it might be a ghost cat because the mother wrote about this footage online, saying they recently had to put down their family cat due to illness, and that might be her soul still lingering next to the child, who she had a loving relationship with. In 2017, this trail camera in East Texas Davy Crockett National Forest caught an uncanny sighting at night in a remote location. In this picture, we can see a figure of what appears to be a woman walking around alone in the forest. This is definitely a creepy sight, because of the fact that it was captured on a trail camera at a time where certainly no one would be walking around alone in the wilderness. The park rangers were not able to track her, and no one was reported missing around that area. Was this truly a person we've witnessed? Could she be lost or a fugitive? Or did this trail camera catch a ghost? In the still of the night, this trail camera caught what appears to be a slender shadow running across the front yard of a house. When we slow down the recording, as the figure is running, one might assume it to be a normal human being. But as it goes past, it starts vanishing and disappears into the thin air. This footage is really strange, and what transpires is really mysterious. At a closer range, from its pale figure and almost invisible like stature, one can conclude it to be a ghostly apparition. But it could also be a glitch with the recording camera, as this type of things are known to happen with cheaper equipment, where a person's body is no longer processed by the camera, and thus it appears to vanish. A trail camera picks up an unusual sight of a creature fumbling with the camera. Only fur from the animal can be seen. The creature had come around and spotted the camera, and perhaps out of curiosity, it tries to figure what the object is. In the process, it reveals its face, and we can see it's a bear. The bear, with its large paws and inherent wilderness, inadvertently damages the camera as it forcefully rips it off, showcasing its inability to handle delicate objects. This woman heard some crows going crazy in the forest, and she began filming in case they start again. She tries to look for the crows in the sky, but she finds none. But her camera catches something else in the forest, lurking. In between the trees, she sees a figure that catches her eyes. Amongst the trees, a dark hulking image that appeared in one frame. The figure appears to be a large, hairy creature, potentially resembling the mythical Bigfoot. Descriptions of the creature vary, but it is generally depicted as a large bipedal humanoid covered in fur. What even seems scarier is when the creature lifts up its arm and seems to wave at the woman. The woman obviously freaks out, as it is indeed a frightening sight to see while walking all alone in a forest. Although the video does not show anything more, and we get a very brief sight of the creature, it still raises the question of whether she may have captured a glimpse of the legendary Sasquatch or Bigfoot. This is a recording from a ranger who was conducting a survey in a remote area when he noticed something strange in the depths of the field. The ranger flashes his spotlight scanning the area when he sees a peculiar white figure. Sensing it is being watched, it swiftly crawls behind a tree to hide. The ranger maintains the flashlight in the specific area, and 5 seconds later, it is seen emerging from the shadows, creeping stealthily between the trees, going in deeper in the woods. When we zoom in the footage, the creature bears a haunting resemblance to the infamous rake that at times walks on its fours, giving an illusion of a crawling figure. A police officer is called out to investigate a disturbance in a certain area, because apparently, neighbors complained a man had been screaming for almost over an hour. Upon arriving at the scene, it seems as if the screams had abruptly ceased. He constantly uses his flashlight to search any signs of the unusual, as he cautiously proceeded down the road, but his flashlight suddenly illuminates a chilling sight at the far end of a branching road on his right. A pale and ghostly figure appeared to be sitting down. Without warning, it rises and starts darting towards the officer. The sheriff is spooked and becomes alerted. He immediately turns around away to flee from the imminent danger. After a close inspection, one can recognize the unknown figure to be one of the cryptids from its humanoid figure. white-like complexion, and elongated limbs. The authenticity of the video is of course a matter of debate. However, there is no denying the strange and unsettling nature of the creature that is captured on film. Whether it is a real creature or simply a clever hoax, the video is sure to spark curiosity and speculation. A security camera captures a peculiar occurrence in a backyard in Weslaco, Texas. In the dead of the night, when it is devoid of any activities, a small girl is seen walking hurriedly from the back of a storehouse across to the other end. One can easily wonder what a young girl could be doing walking casually in the middle of the night. The small girl seems to be in a white dress and seems to be all alone. The owner claims there isn't any young girl in their house or living in their vicinity, hence why he thought this site is so creepy. At a closer range, from its pale figure and almost invisible-like stature, one can conclude it to be a ghostly apparition. We also have a continuation, as the owner, baffled by what he saw, went on to investigate the surrounding area of his backyard. The area is scary and seems to be empty, not one trace of a person having been there. The man goes to the fence of the yard and records the eerie darkness, but nothing out of ordinary can be seen. So what exactly did the camera catch? Was it a glitch with the recording, or did it really catch a glimpse of the immaterial? Looking at this video, one can just see a normal grass field, but upon closer inspection, the young creature comes into clarity. It resembles a meerkat or a mongoose, but when analyzed, many people claim the creature is taller and wider from a normal mongoose. From its structure, one can distinguish the small creature has long arms and elongated small claws. It is also visible that it is covered in black fur and has some orange smudge on its head. The description may resemble that of a baby Bigfoot, or it could be a photoshopped image of one's intention trying to spook its audience. What do you think? In the continued search for the Bigfoot, a man catches a glimpse of a thrilling moment. A figure can be seen stalking around. The video was perfectly captured in the right moment, where the large creature can be seen as if playing peekaboo with the viewers. The man in the background filming is captivated and asks his counterpart if sees what he's seeing, whom he's also aware of the happenings.
Do you see that? Do you see that? I'm afraid.
The creature also seems to be aware of being watched, as it seems to be directly facing them.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
The unknown figure casually wanders around, conscious of being watched. When it stretches its arms, the limbs are really long and resembles those of a Bigfoot. The creature can easily be mistaken for an ape, but surely it's too big for the ape category, considering the fact it is bipedal. This video shows a man who's playing with fire. He's holding a water bottle and is seen spilling water on a black bear, seemingly teasing it. For a while, the bear does not seem to notice where the water is coming from. However, he quickly becomes aware of the source. Having seen the man, the bear threatens to ascend the tree. The man, feeling threatened at this point, picks his rifle and aims it at the bear. The tension reaches its peak as the man, with determined resolve, cocks the gun, fully prepared to protect himself. But thankfully, for both parties, the bear decides to retreat and continues minding its own business. I am not sure what was the purpose of spilling water on the bear, but it did seem reckless to me. In this haunting video, the innocence of a child unfolds amidst a backdrop of the paranormal. As the child plays and goofs around, he seems to not be alone in the room. Although hard to see at first, we can notice an ephemeral being seeming to play with the child. The entity does not seem to want to harm the child, who also seems to be aware of that. Is it a ghostly apparition, trapped between realms and drawn to the child's presence? Could it be a protective spirit? Or is it our imagination coming from just a camera glitch? This person was having a party at their house, but he noticed some weird movement outside their house. They went outside to check and spotted something strange, hiding. They pointed the flashlight to confirm if there is anything there. Not seeing anything, the person closes the flashlight to see if that will bait whatever is hiding in the darkness. When they open the flashlight again, at a closer scrutiny, a glimmer of movement behind a distant rock caught their eye. A small, unusual being peeks from the rock, then hides. The person then keeps doing that repeatedly, and as before we can see the small being peeking again timidly. There are points when the unusual being comes out exposing part of its body. The thing resembles the height of a toddler, appears white or pink in color, and as it goes back, we can see its short hand. We can hear the woman in the background pleading for the flashlight to be turned on.
Turn the light on. Turn the light on again.
And this time, they catch half of its body. Might this be one of the Makiawisug, the little people from Native Americans' myths? They have come to punish those who did not compel to their rules, or they have come to reward who were kind to them. In this clip, a man was in his yard when he noticed something dark moving near the wood line. He tries to use his phone to see if he can have a closer look. As he tries to zoom in, he can see the dark blob but can't make out what it is and continues recording. A second one pops out. As the one stands there staring at him, the other one looks oblivious. The larger one goes behind that tree and starts peeking from the other side. Could this be the site of a group of Bigfoot-like creatures? Something out of the ordinary stands out against the stark backdrop of a snowy forest. A tree begins to wobble as though being pushed by an invisible force, and then it vanishes. The cameraman is startled and rapidly zooms in to get a better look.
Something happened over there.
When another tree appears and joins the ethereal show, amazing things happen. It seems to have been plucked from the earth and is then observed floating weightlessly through the air, as if propelled there by supernatural forces. The cameraman's voice cracks with awe and amusement as he exits the scene. As the screen fades to black, the mystery remains, leaving us to wonder about the invisible forces at work in the world. Could the tree have been uprooted by the mysterious Bigfoot, whose existence has been a mystery to humans for centuries? During a Facebook live session, the streamer discloses that unusual things have been happening in the backyard of his house. He opens the door to his backyard and records as he tries to stabilize his camera phone. As he closely zooms into the further backyard, what we see runs a chill behind our backs.
This is the exact spot that I just...
The figure suddenly appears, emerging from the deepest shadows. It moved with an unnerving swiftness, resembling a cryptid straight out of folklore. Its elongated limbs blurred as it ran past the lamplight through the blackness, leaving a lingering chill in its wake. We can look at the stabilized video and we can see the immense stature of the figure. Even with a costume, no one would be able to look this huge and move this smoothly. Even the comments from the viewers, which were filled with astonishment and amazement, poured over the screen of his phone in a continuous stream. Is it a harmless joke, Or may something more sinister be at work here? This driver had just left a late-night party and was coming home when he noticed something unusual. The footage from the dashboard camera shows a perplexing image that is concentrated at the side of the road where a deer can be seen standing still in its tracks and commanding attention. But what really sent chills was the ghostly figure that stood beside the deer, an eerie white silhouette mirroring the height and form of a human who stood there, defying the boundaries of the known. After closely zooming and stabilizing the image, it appeared as though the ghost form was gently petting the deer. The footage reveals a spine-chilling moment. What caused this footage, and why does it look like a human close to the deer? Was it a ghostly figure or a trick of the camera? Nestled within the depths of Guatemala, a park ranger discovers that he is caught up in an intricate web of unexplained occurrences. As the ranger emerges from his cabin and as he approaches his quad bike, we hear an eerie symphony of unease permeating the air around him. Once more, the ghostly wails can be heard resonating with persistence. Because the park ranger is familiar with the native creatures residing there, he is confident that the eerie howls are coming from a creature that is not native to that area and does not belong there. This leaves the ranger wondering if the cries are of an animal or something more sinister. This trail camera captured this eerie footage in the depths of the wilderness. The grainy image reveals a creature, its familiar and inexplicably uncanny form. The creature in the footage has since been named the Tehachapi Dogman. At first glance, the shadow appears to be a normal wolf, but upon closer scrutiny, its presence seems more immense than any canine entity. A stooped bipedal person with a slumped posture came into view. The creature's form suggests something more menacing, defying the boundaries of the natural world. This cameraman caught a surprising encounter. We witness a herd of deer as they are grazing. We then see a wild goat. Without warning, it charges headlong toward one of the deer. There is a vicious battle between the two as each one of them tries to outpower the other. One of the deer's antlers accidentally catches the white ram off guard in one of its legs, and the ram is awkwardly subdued to the ground. The ram understands the tides have turned against it. In a swift act of survival, it makes a desperate retreat. The deer then gives a chase, determined to pursue its conquered foe. This trail camera caught some incredible footage of the wildlife in this area. A tiger gracefully comes into view and wanders around. It then notices the trail camera, and out of curiosity, it approaches the camera. It is intrigued by it and sniffs it. As soon as the tiger goes away, a squirrel hops into view, darting across the cliff floor. With a quick flick of its tail, it scampers away behind a dappled rock. Soon, a trio of brown bears emerges in a single file. They pause as their eyes fixate on the valley. All kinds of creatures seem to have been caught by this well-placed trail camera, which gives us an insight into just how rich our forests are in terms of amazing creatures. In Kings Beach, California, an extraordinary incident unfolded. Working during a shift at a local gas station, Paul, the shop owner, is met by an uninvited guest. Through the security footage, we see the automatic doors opening and revealing a pretty large bear strolling into the shop courageously. Paul steps forward and blocks the bear's path, but the bear lunges towards him, sending Paul stumbling in sheer fright. The bear reaches one of the store's aisles within the gas station store, and its attention is drawn to a bag of Snickers. The bear then rushes out of the store. But that was not the end of it. On another night in the same store, it was Paul's fellow colleague, Dave, who witnessed a similar occurrence. This time the bear came, lay on the floor, and ate a whole box of 3 Musketeer. Dave has difficulty getting the bear out of the store and decides to call for reinforcements. When the authorities arrive, the bear realizes he is in trouble and is ready to leave, but not before grabbing another snack. These strange night visits stopped only once the bear was captured due to it being a danger to the public. But thankfully, the bear was caught only to be released somewhere far away in the wilderness. Within the confines of a residential neighborhood, one of the residents takes a video of a captivating scene. This young bear seems to enjoy having a nice stroll around the neighborhood, at the same time that the bear is making its way towards the corner of the house. An unsuspecting man emerges from the opposite side of the house. His path is destined to converge with the bear's. When they finally come face to face, they immediately attempt to get as far away from each other as possible in order to protect themselves. The bear flees for a moment, but then it comes back to the same path that the man had taken to seek safety. If you want to see more interesting footage, then watch this.